Hey, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. This is episode 83, and as you see, we're here. We're live.
Hopefully.
And I'm your host. We're going to run into some issue, something we forgot about. But I'm your host, Christopher Norwood.
And I'm your host, Robert Melton. Yeah, hopefully the data doesn't corrupt or something. But yeah, last week's episode, we unfortunately forgot to record somehow on the cameras. So there was only audio, so I had to rig something up. And that's why episode 82 looks the way it does. I don't think it came out half bad, but probably kind of boring to just watch.
That
Not
episode,
that this is really any better, but here we are.
That episode was just for like a niche group of like puppet lovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you have a puppet kink, then 82, episode 82, check that out.
Yeah, honestly, I'm into
a
it.
Pleasant surprise.
I'm into puppets. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I
One
mean, I
from
don't hate 'em.
Goosebumps.
I don't hate him. Yeah, R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I can't remember the name of that puppet, but he was kind of a baddie.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too far, let's run this intro.
Whew. We were getting far. Thank God you ran that.
Yes, sir. Almost lost track of time.
Oh my gosh. No.
Freckle past the hair.
Man, 2 minutes. So real quick, when this episode airs, it's going to be June, the first episode of June. So let's just go over the games that are coming out
All right.
very quickly.
We got a very long list, actually.
I mean, there's a few things. One we've talked about, obviously going to be the biggest hit of June. But real quick, we have Destiny 2, the final shape. Destiny 2, the final shape, I
For
guess.
some, I can't even say niche because a lot of people love Destiny, but
I guess this is more DLC. Maybe Destiny 3 will come out someday.
they are milking the hell out of that game, dude.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. Speaking of games that are being milked out, not that that's on here at all, but that made me think about it. Freaking Xenoverse or Kakarot.
Oh,
One
yeah,
of them is
yeah.
just actually both of them. They're
Mhm.
still just fucking.
Yeah, I was on Steam the other day, and it came out with another DLC. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Dude, I've been playing. Well, last week I said I've been playing some Link's Awakening. We'll get into that a little later. But every time I get on, Antonio's playing Xenoverse.
Really?
And I looked at his hours the other day. That man has over 500 hours.
I was
in
honestly
Xenoverse
expecting
2.
more.
Well, in I think it was Kakarot. No, it may have been Scarlet and Violet. But one of those, he has like over 700 hours.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah, that man, he loves those games.
I almost took a screenshot because, like, when you look at the games that he's been playing, it'll show you, like, the first 5 or 6 before you have to scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
And each of them was, like, over 300 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a
mean-
bunch of Naruto games, Dragon Ball Z games, Pokemon.
To be fair, I believe it's his only system.
I think so. He may have, like, a PS4.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he plays most. If he can get it on the Switch, I think he's getting it on the Switch.
Yeah, he does a lot of, like, handheld gaming.
Yeah. There's 3 things that man loves. Fighters, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball Z.
That's right.
Well, I guess just anime in general.
Just anime in general.
Like fighting type animes.
Anime in general, but definitely Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Or
Yeah.
just Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, Destiny 2, the final shape. So is this the last one? I don't know. That's coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S, and Series X. We have Star Wars Hunters, which sounds like it'd be something cool. It's not. It's coming out to mobile and Switch. Also, Destiny 2, that's coming out June 4th. So is Star Wars Hunters, again, coming out mobile and Switch June 4th. I know a lot of people have been waiting on this one. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Honestly,
The
I think
game.
it's I seen it on Steam the other day. I want to say it's in like early access or something. Maybe it was on the upcoming tab.
Yeah.
I did see it. It kind of seemed like it was like one of those like Dead by Daylight type games.
Which, it definitely is. But is there a term for those kind of games?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like Killer vs. Survivor
yeah,
kind
or
of
like
game?
escape of some sort, because that's pretty much what you're doing.
Like a Prey and Predator kind of game?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
gotta be a
That's
term for it.
honestly, yeah, that would be more accurate.
There you go. Well,
PvP, Prey versus
we
Predator.
will term it. We will. What's the term for when you come up with the term? We will coin.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, coin.
We'll coin it.
Yeah.
All right. So, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, that's coming out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X. Also June 4th. We have V Rising making its debut on PS5. That's coming out June 11th. V standing for Vampire, I believe.
I would hope so, because I have no idea.
'Cause I'm pretty sure that's what that game's about.
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which I guess is some type of like bigger scale DLC, but they're just kind of releasing it as its own like standalone game.
Can you translate that title for me?
Shin Megami Tensei 5, for those of you that don't know, that's a sports game. That's a scooter game.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's where the Shin comes in.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably won't play it because,
Yeah, so
I mean, do you know any pro scooterers?
I don't actually.
Yeah.
Again, let us know in the comments. I challenge anyone out there to name me one pro scooter rider or scooterer.
And don't look it up because we will know.
I will say I do see random clips of people on scooters doing shit.
It's
Honestly,
badass.
they're very impressive.
It's
Maybe
badass.
I see the most impressive like scooter tricks.
Yeah. Fucking
I mean,
doing
I
like
see some-
triple backflips and shit.
I see some crazy like bike and shit, like BMX stuff too. But dude, the things that people do on scooters is nuts.
Yeah. As two former skateboarders, I mean, we have to, or else we would have been exiled. We have to hate on, the fruit booters is what they used to call them.
Fuck them.
And the scooter kids.
And you see them coming to the park, walking towards the park with that scooter in hand.
Fuck you, dude.
You had two of these.
Get out of
coming
our
up.
park. We're going to beat your ass with our trucks.
But yeah, no, if you're a scooter fan and you don't know about this series, you have 5 of them out. So, I mean, you got plenty of content there. And maybe this is Vengeance. The 5th one is Vengeance. So the Shins are coming at you with a vengeance.
Dude.
But yeah, no. Lucky for you, if you're a scooter fan, this is coming out on everything. Well, no, I take that back. That's not coming out on the Switch or mobile.
Fuck.
Got to come into PC, PS4, PS5. Actually, I lied. It is Switch. It's right there. I can't read. I read at a 6th grade reading level. Switch, that is coming out on the Switch. Xbox One, Series S and X. That's coming June 14th. Still Wakes the Deep. I remember us seeing some gameplay for this. This takes place on that like oil rig in the ocean.
Yeah, that's made by the same people that did like the Amnesia games.
Mm-hmm. Amnesia and damn, there's another big one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's gonna probably play very similarly. Which games like that I'm not the biggest fan of, just because I hate when it's like a horror game like that. Same with like Outlast, where it's like there's no like fighting mechanics. It's
there's like
just you're hiding and running.
Yeah.
So yeah, Still Wakes Deep. That's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, June 18th. And then again, the big one, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC. That's dropping June 21st.
Dude, I'm dripping.
For PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X. Yes, no, I'm actually
mobile?
pretty excited.
No Switch?
No mobile, no Switch, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
I know. Speaking of Switch, Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble, that's coming to Switch.
Ooh.
Kind of the same. They kind of play the same. That and Elden Ring.
Yeah, true.
So
Very difficult.
yeah.
Yeah.
Will make you rage quit. So again, they got that in common. So pretty much the same. It's coming out June 25th. If I didn't already say that. Again, keeping the same trend of Switch, we got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD remake that originally came out on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I haven't thought about the 3DS in a while.
True.
But again, that's a remake for the Switch, coming out June 27th.
Fun fact, Chris bought a 3DS a couple years ago with a bunch of pirated video games on it. It's true. And he will... Well, I will be alerting the authorities. So,
Come at me, Nintendo. Come at me. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough money to fight me.
Nope.
I'm just kidding. Kidding, of course. And then Spy Anya, Operation Memories. That is a Spy Family game. And I was looking at gameplay earlier because I was like, I like Spy Family, but what is this game? And I was just kind of skipping through because there was like 30 minutes of gameplay out.
Bro watches one season of Spy Family. He's like, I love it.
No. I mean, I like
No, I'm
it.
kidding.
I wouldn't say I love it. But like, it's really good. It's really well written. But yeah, no, you pretty much play as Anya, and I guess it's kind of like a slice of life game, but not like in a sim way. I think it's very linear, but I think it just has like mini games kind of built in. Maybe
Oh,
it
really?
covers some of the actual story. But that's coming to PC, PS4, PS5, and Switch.
Definitely
no
getting
Xbox
that.
release.
You said no Xbox release?
No Xbox release.
Oh.
And that comes out June 28th. But yes, no. As far as June, I'm sure there's other stuff coming out, but those were the bigger titles.
Damn it, there was
That
something I
says
wanted to
anything
say.
at all.
What the fuck was it? It was something else happening in June. Oh, yeah. Nintendo Direct will be June 21st. Definitely looking forward to that. I think it's very, very likely that we will see the Switch 2, perhaps.
I thought, because I've been watching some like video game showcase, just kind of predictions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that Nintendo came out and said that there won't be any Switch.
Oh, actually,
There won't be any Switch 2 stuff.
I think
the
I
next
did see
Direct.
something like that.
Yeah, so I don't think it may be this summer, but I don't think it's going to be for this Direct at least. What will be on there, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I would love to see
I think we'll see more Pokemon.
some more Pokemon stuff. Again, don't know how likely it is, but that would be cool. But yeah, so we got that. I think a lot of people are predicting at some point in June we're going to get a state of play. I think Xbox has like officially released that they're going to do something in June.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like E3 time, right?
Pretty much. IGN will probably have at least something, maybe a few different things, and then a lot of just like smaller indie things.
Yeah.
So June is a big month for just like
Announcements and
game reveals, announcements, and just more information on games that have previously been announced. So yeah, stay tuned for that because I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about in June.
very exciting.
Very exciting. But we'll have plenty to talk about very casually. We don't ever really go too in depth, but
Yeah.
we'll hit on the bigger things, mainly the things that excite us, which as the years go on seems to be fewer things.
Yeah.
But either way, a lot of cool things to look forward to in June. So now that we went over all that, buddy, what have you been up to, man?
Fucking knew you were going to say that shit.
What? What, we're friends. I just want to see how you're doing. And what
Are
you're
we?
up to.
I thought we just did a podcast together. I don't even know you, dude.
I mean, I feel like it kind of comes with the territory. I'm not saying we're good friends, but like we're buddies.
You came to me the first time I ever seen you. I was in Mr. T's like office. Mr. T? Was it Mr. T?
Mr. Tyler, yeah.
Yeah. This is just a guy from our like middle school pretty much. And Chris walks in, I'd seen him around, and he's like, "Hey man, in about 15 years, you and I are gonna start a podcast together." And I was like, "What's a podcast?" And he was like, "I don't know, hasn't been invented yet, but we're gonna do it."
You remember that?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
of course.
I remember saying that to you. But
Yeah,
I didn't
and here we
expect
are.
you to remember that. Yeah. I just put it out there and boom.
Yep. But yeah, what I've been up to actually.
What have you been up to? Quit lying to the people.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Jesus.
The first thing I said to you was just like, "Hey, where's Mr. T?"
True.
I didn't want to be friends. I was just wondering where the guy was.
Yeah, you with your fucking highlights and shit. Fuck you.
Hey, ladies loved it back then.
Facts. All right, so what I've been up to is I've been watching a couple shows and playing a couple games. I'm really into this new Idle game on my phone. It's not Idle Slayer.
Oh, you found a fun game. Okay.
I did, yeah, on the trip to Asheville. I was kind of getting bored in the car, and I just needed something to do with my hands, you know.
You need that
So
constant, just little
I do
bit
need,
of dopamine.
yeah, exactly, man. Or
Yeah.
else I'm just fucking depressed.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's the world nowadays.
I can't think. I don't want to think.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in my head.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So I've been playing a game called Realm Grinder.
Realm Grinder.
Yep.
Hmm.
Take out the realm, and then you have a whole new app.
I was gonna say this isn't to be confused with the app called Grinder.
Yeah, no,
This
this one
is-
has an E, unfortunately. But
Oh, okay. Okay.
maybe I'll hit that one up soon. We shall see if
The sequel.
Maybe my girlfriend and I want a third.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if you'll find anyone like into that
I know that's gonna be tricky, right?
with it being girlfriend, but
yeah,
you never know. You never know.
But I'm open to many things, open to trying new things, and
The man would try anything once, or so you've told me.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, dude. Anyway, Realm Grinder. It's pretty much fucking. You're just clicking the screen the whole time. There's literally nothing to it. I'm
That's an
literally
idle
just
game, right?
yeah, and then you just kind of leave it.
Not to be confused with League of Legends, though.
No, that's like a shittier version.
Okay.
Yeah,
You got me with the the
buy the
click.
skins. and
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Lame.
Lame. Yeah.
Yeah, we got friends that play that. They're also lame for that. So
We judge a little bit,
yeah,
and we're not against. I mean, I know the whole only God can judge me, but I do judge from time to time.
listen, I can kill an ant. That makes me God. I would kill an ant, but you know.
See, even for that, I'm judging a little bit.
So yeah, Realm Grinder, and I played a little bit of Fortnite like a week ago. They
Mhm.
have like different game modes. I didn't have anything to do, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna open Fortnite, see what else is happening, what's new." Played a little bit some like shitty game modes. There's like some idle type games.
Oh, they have idle games.
It's kind of like an idle game. You pretty much just do upgrades the entire time, and then you can pretty much get to a point where you beat it and reset.
Yeah. I gotta say, after we played like Lego Fortnite, we got on to some of those game modes, and we're doing that for like a few different game nights. I never really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them. You just kind of got to find one.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's like the same formula, but just different skin. I don't know. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
really gotten into any of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know a lot of game companies are like developing games within Fortnite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
okay.
like, what is it, the Unreal Engine that they use? Because I think Epic owns the Unreal Engine,
Mm-hmm.
some shit like that. Or isn't that it? The Unreal
pretty
Engine?
sure, yeah.
But yeah, played a little bit of Fortnite, not much. And now I started a couple days ago. Had an itch to play Dave the Diver.
Hell yeah. No, I've heard really good things. I think even now the Steam reviews are pretty overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
A lot of hype around that game.
I definitely see why. I asked my girlfriend about it, and she had never even heard of it. And I was like pretty surprised because that's like a huge indie game. And I
Mhm.
feel like, 'cause she plays on the Switch, that's
Mhm.
what she plays all her games on besides like her phone. But I figured like just like going to the store page, you would see it. And surprisingly, it wasn't on the store page when I looked. But I was telling her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, download it. Just you owe me, $20. I think is what it costs on the Switch. I actually got it for 15 on Steam." She was
Oh,
like, "You owe
nice.
me $20 if it sucks."
I mean, that's
And
fair.
I was like, "Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah, I'll do that." But I knew she would enjoy it a lot just 'cause some of the games that she plays, like cozy games.
Mhm.
And this one kind of has like a like you can be killed in it, kind of like Stardew Valley almost, like when you're in I guess the mines and the enemies are coming after you. So it's kind of got like that little aspect to it. But other than that, it's really chill. You open your sushi restaurant, you're trying to put it back together. You go out, you dive, catch a bunch of fish, kill some sharks, bring them back, make sushi with them.
So there's just like with like Stardew Valley, when you go into like mines or dungeons, there is like a combat
Yep.
element to it,
Yeah.
and you are preparing and like cooking the fish.
Well,
Stuff that you kill or catch.
You don't technically cook it. You just bring it back to the restaurant, and you have a chef, and then you can eventually hire employees that can help. When you get back to the sushi restaurant, you load up your menu with what you've caught that day, and then you give it to, I think, what's his name?
Marco.
Fuck. Not far off. I think it's like Boncho or something. Poncho? I can't remember.
Okay.
But that's like the chef's name. And he cooks it, and then you serve it. So when it's done, you got to pick it up and give it to the customer. And then
Is that a mini game itself?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's fun. A little bit of stress added to it, though, because when you get a little farther in, like a few hours in, the customers are like fucking hasty. They're in, and then they're like wanting their shit now.
Oh shit! Is there like a overcooked element to it?
Nah.
Where it's like, hey, you gotta be quick, or you're gonna lose points.
I mean, yes, in that regard, yeah. But it's not like overly complicated or anything. You pretty much are just running in like a side scroller type thing.
Okay.
But no scrolling. It's like one static page. But you'll have like customers in and out. Then you run to the right side where the chef is, pick up the order, and then give it to the person at the bar. And then people will come in asking for green tea, and God, you have like seconds to fucking give them the tea. They're fucking assholes about it. But yeah, it's like pretty forgiving though. It doesn't like take much away from you, I guess, when you do not give them the order. So that's good. It's
that makes sense because it's a cozy game. You know, you don't want it to be too stressful.
Yeah, and I was reading reviews on it on like Steam or somewhere. People were like, "This game's good, but it's not a cozy game. Like, I just want to do like this or this." I'm like, bro, then go play a game that just has that. Why are you fucking playing a game that has like all these other elements to it?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, there was this really cool thing. So there's like a almost like a Pokedex in a way, but designed as like cards for each of the fish that you capture.
Ooh, I like that.
The guy who gives you that like app, you have like all these like apps in your phone. When he gives you that app, like the Pokedex, he like rides up in a boat when you're out on the ocean, and he is dressed as Ash Ketchum, and his name's Sato, like short for Satoshi, which is Ash's Japanese name. But Sato is also Ash's son's name from, I guess, I want to say it was maybe the Celebi movie, or just like one of the Johto series in general. But whenever Ash's son comes up in the anime, his name's Sato.
I guess it would make sense for it to be like the Celebi movie.
That's what I was
with
thinking,
like time
because
travel
yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think in the end like it skips forward to like Ash older.
Yeah, and I don't remember in the actual anime Celebi being there, but it definitely could have happened at some point. I haven't seen a ton of the anime.
Well, how did you know that was like his son? Well, like that the name was his son's name.
I think it was just like a subconscious thing. Like before even seeing it, I probably couldn't have told you, but I seen the name and I was like, that sounds really familiar. So I was like, So I went and Googled it after I'd told you. And I was like, oh, okay, so it is. And then it's also short for Satoshi, which is Ash's Japanese name.
Okay.
So I thought that was really cool. And then he gives you the app. He's like, oh, yeah. And it's just like the that one game. And Dave stops him and he's like, don't say it. So it's like a play on the fucking copyright from Nintendo.
Right. That is funny.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, man. Peace out. Choo-choo. Pikachu. Really, really cool Easter egg.
Yeah. I imagine there's probably a bunch of just stuff like that. Not Pokemon, but just little references kind of scattered throughout the game.
Yeah. Ashley had got to a boss first before me, like the first main boss, I guess, in the game. And she defeated it, and she got a holographic card of it.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Does it give it to, like, every time you beat it, or is it like a chance, like just a slim chance that you'll get the hollow?
No, I think it's like every time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but it was really cool. So I'm gonna say the rest are just like traditional
I feel like
cards.
that's something that, I mean, it probably just comes more so with our generation on up, just with growing up with cards and TCG and stuff. But I would love, and I know, kind of Steam does that with a bunch of the games, little kind of
Yeah.
cards you can get. But I wish just more games in general did little collectible
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But where you can find like rarities, like that would have been cool if you didn't always get the hollow for beating that boss.
Yeah.
And then if you want to collect all the cards and get all the hollows, then it's like replay,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
Yeah, because that at least gets me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games, I wouldn't say it's like a card element, but a lot of games obviously have like the drop rate element, which would kind of be similar.
Yeah. Yeah. I
but
guess
yeah.
it being a card is what kind of scratches the itch for me and makes
Yeah.
me want to, like, all right, I'm going to keep fighting them until I get the hollow.
Exactly,
type
yeah.
thing.
Give it more replayability.
And then maybe there's like a binder tab where you can see all your cards and the rarities and collecting them all. And then you get an achievement if you get them all,
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I definitely highly recommend Dave the Diver. I didn't know really what it was about before, like getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely very good. A lot of love put into it. Really cool upgrade elements. Yeah, very
What
good.
would
You feel like you're progressing like every time.
How many hours you think you got into it? I know you
I
told
have
me
about
you did like a
6.2 precisely.
That was one session, right?
One session, yeah.
So, I feel like for like a first impression review, you need to play at least 5 to 10 hours of a game.
Mm-hmm.
So with you being right there, what would you kind of score it for like a first impression?
Honestly, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I don't like about it
Hell yeah.
so far.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome. And
yeah.
for $15?
Yeah,
Zooey mama.
honestly.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Oh, by the way, DLC's free.
Hey, we love that.
The
love
Godzilla
that.
DLC is free. There's like a one by, I guess the creators had a different game called The Dirge or something like that.
I haven't heard of that one.
But it's kind of like another like diving or like boat aspect game, something like that. But they have like a DLC based on it in Dave the Diver, so that's cool.
Okay.
So we always love free content,
Yeah.
not some
I guess
money grabbing.
through both of those games, we kind of see their passion.
Yeah.
Other than making games, I guess they love maybe fishing
Yeah, it
or
seems
just
so.
the sea in general. But yeah, no, since I'm going to ask you about something else, this would be a great segue. But now that I have finished a game, a new game,
Shit.
I may have to get into Dave the Diver.
No,
But
very, very good pastime. If you're just wanting to chill and hang out with Ramus or something, that's his dog's name. If you don't know, then yeah,
If you don't know, shame on you.
facts.
Well, I guess if this is your first video, then I take the shame back. But I've just mentioned it many times.
But just know he's judging you because
I'm
you haven't
judging.
listened to the
I'm
previous
judging a little
episodes.
But here it says I'm supposed to ask you about these shows you've been watching. So
Oh yes.
Yeah, what are the shows?
So I what should I start with? Okay, I'll start with the one I've watched recently. I finished the entire season pretty much while watching Dave the Diver, or playing Dave the Diver on my second monitor. But The Bear, I watched the first season of The Bear. Dude, that show is fucking good.
Dude, yes, absolutely. It's
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
You watched both seasons?
I watched the first episode of season 2 last night.
Okay. It's
After I
in
got
my
done
opinion,
editing.
it's just as good.
Really?
It's just as good.
But that
Yeah.
cliffhanger at the end of season 1, though, that was fucking. I was like, holy shit, I gotta keep watching.
Yeah, dude. I mean, 'cause when you like
No spoilers, though.
when you like describe someone to that show, like if they're like, "Hey, what's it about?" and you try, it's like, I know this doesn't sound that interesting,
I know.
but just I think it comes down to what's the best way to explain it? I mean, it's writing.
It's definitely the writing,
And it's
the
just
acting.
like the acting is so good, but some people they don't even care about that. They just want something interesting always going on.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, hey, it's a great show, it's just the acting is so good. It's just nice to see good actors and actresses, just doing what they're best at.
Yeah, and
Like that's enough for me. But some people are like, nah, I need more.
It's a really good format too. Just the way it's shot, and there's like random like blackout moments, and just there's another scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to really expect going into it. I mean, I'd heard that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Allen White, a lot of people love him, probably because of the bear, obviously. But, and then I was probably mostly curious of just what the name meant
Mm-hmm.
to that show, because it's obviously based around like cooking and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything?
Right.
And then you very soon figure that out.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but not that it's really a spoiler, but it's cool to figure it out when watching it.
Yeah, the show has gained a ton of popularity, but it deserves all of it. It really is a good show. But I mean, I may have to digress a little bit, but it does stay interesting the whole time.
Oh,
like
it
there's just a
definitely
ton of just drama going on.
Yeah, it's literally
know?
filled with drama.
So, yeah. No, I mean, if you're on the fence, definitely check that out because the bear
Mhm.
is really good. Was there something else that you've been watching?
There is.
Okay.
So, my girlfriend and I, we started Fallout.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking you had already watched that. Okay.
No.
You just started. Okay.
We had talked about it after you had finished it,
Maybe that's
and
what
you
I'm
were telling me
thinking
that
of.
it was really good. But we hadn't started it yet, so we just kind of pulled the trigger, a week or two ago. Unfortunately, I think we still got like 2 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, fucking solid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, at least yet, that it's on par with like The Last of Us, but very close, I'd say.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, I mean, it's the writing, which is like a huge portion of that.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout's very fun, so kind of good in a different way, I would say.
Yes. It has a very unique. It has its own kind of charm to it.
Yeah, and it feels very Fallout.
Yes.
Which is what I wanted out of that.
Absolutely.
Because Fallout's filled with like humorous moments, but also it's pretty fucking serious. It's a fucking nuclear wasteland.
It's very like dark and facetious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like heavy stuff, but it makes light of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like, oh yeah,
it's
that's a fiend. Like, what's a fiend? They eat people.
And the fucking sorry, random thing came to mind. The fucking finger monster.
Oh yeah.
That's just that's just terrifying. But I mean, not that that's to do with anything we were just talking about, but that's how my brain works.
Yeah. Gonna finger blast your ass.
It's just
literally
nasty. I don't remember that finger thing being in the games. I could be wrong though.
Oh.
I just don't recall. I don't recall that fucker. But I actually think
might have been like 4 or something.
I actually think I liked as a whole a little bit more than The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Which is crazy because that's like one of my favorite games of all time. But I think, where The Last of Us changing a few things, it kept it, pretty safe. Obviously, it's just following the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was like completely original.
I know, yeah.
I feel like it was like more, it was more difficult to do.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Or more risky. But it did really good.
I mean, my mind might change because there's definitely some very serious aspects to the show, Fallout, that I haven't gotten a conclusion to yet. So, like the vault shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, very excited for that. So, maybe my opinion will change once I finish these next 2 episodes. But yeah, that's good-ass show.
Hell yeah. Do you think you'll have them finished before the next episode?
Probably not, just because
you do have a pretty busy weekend lined up.
I got a busy weekend, unfortunately.
Busy boy.
Yeah, but you never know. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Possible. I mean, it's like 2 hours of content. We'll see.
Yeah. But hell yeah. No, that sounds awesome. Playing some new games,
Mm-hmm.
watching some fantastic shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then June. In June, House of the Dragon comes out.
Oh yeah, let's
Season
talk
2.
about. Is there anything out? Isn't there something else huge coming out?
Oh yeah, The Boys.
The Boys. The Boys.
I'm so stoked for The Boys. God, that's got to be one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's so good, dude.
I don't even think I finished those last episodes.
Oh my god.
I still never picked Gen V back up.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're crazy.
I am crazy. But at that point, it's like I'm not mad. It's like, oh no, I got to start over the latest season of The Boys again. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
oh no, I'm gonna love this all over.
pretty much. Yeah.
So it's not bad. And then same with Gen V. I don't think I got too far, so I'll just start that all over.
That's fair.
Which one do you like more? I mean, obviously, I know you got a lot more boys to compare it to, but
yeah, it's tough. I think they're very, very close, like neck and neck.
yeah.
They're really, really good.
The only thing that I didn't like about Gen V is just I hate when like shows or movie just kind of hits on them doing their best for like the kind of young adult drama. I hate that shit.
What do you
know
mean?
what I'm talking about?
What do you mean, like doing their best?
Because obviously they're like mimicking like, oh, like Gen V, like this is how people act. This is college. This is what people do in college.
Oh
so it,
yeah, like the
hits on
stereotypical shit.
the drama, the young adult drama. I hate that.
Yeah.
Like years ago, I stopped after just watching one season, but I did watch through one season of like Riverdale.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And that was like high school, and it's like hitting on all the high school drama. And I liked it, but I hated that aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's just like, maybe it's just like everywhere else people act like that, but like people don't act like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I tried to like watch Pretty Little Liars once. Like I'd seen a few episodes. Shit, didn't like it. Like Teen Wolf, fucking gross. Yeah, it's any of that.
Yeah.
I think I hit an age and I was like, all right, this shit fucking sucks. But like
Yeah.
I can go back and watch like Degrassi, the ones that I've watched before, and enjoy it because it's like nostalgic to me.
Right.
But if I probably couldn't watch like the seasons after I'd stopped watching just because of that. Like it's just fucking lame.
Yeah.
There's so much better shit out there I could be watching.
Which again, like you know why they do it, just for like the entertainment factor.
Yeah. And I mean, they have a fan base for that
Yeah.
shit, which is usually younger people.
But it's just hard to watch that and put that to the side. Like, oh no, this is just they're doing this because it's entertaining. Like the way that I watch it, it's like, no one would say that there. No, they wouldn't do that. Not everyone's an asshole
It's
in
like
college.
like playing through the core. You're like, all right, that was kind of cringe.
Oh yeah, same there. Yeah. It's like, all right, everyone's an asshole. Everyone has a fucking secret, apparently. It's like, no, that's not really.
That's
realistic.
literally, at least not in my life. That
Yeah.
that wasn't
Yeah.
growing up at all like that.
Maybe we just had the best case scenario where we just like made the best friendships.
Honestly, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I have like no drama in my life. Like I picked like a really good circle of people.
Yeah.
So I got lucky as fuck.
We lucked
And
out.
then there's like other people that I'm around and they're just like always having some shit happen with
Yeah.
like their friends and family and it's just I don't know, dude.
Damn, dude. Our circle out here living our best lives.
Yeah, facts.
All right, well, enough about you. Ask about me.
Christopher,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
Nothing.
And that's podcast 83.
Have we hit an hour yet? No. All right. So the only thing is, other than hanging out with Remus, yesterday was Memorial Day, moment of silence. All right. Went to Meemaw's for an eating little cookout. Spent some time with family. Played some card games. That was cool. But I did beat a game. I beat my next game. I don't even know what like tally I'm at now. I need to really do some thinking on it about how many
Yeah.
games I've beat so far. But that game is, I kind of alluded to it last week that I've been playing this. The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zorda.
Oh, yeah,
Link's
which
Awakening.
one? Oh.
Link's Awakening. Which I get why it's called that, but Zelda is not in this game at all. So it's not. This one's not really The Legend of Zelda.
You said Link's Awakening, right?
Link's Awakening. Yeah, the
Isn't
remake. The remake.
isn't that one? Can you describe the story? Do you like remember it? Because isn't like the whole point like him like becoming himself again or becoming?
It's all right. So it starts, and you're like on a ship, and it's like storming, and then I think maybe lightning strikes the ship, or it's like a huge wave. But either way, your ship is destroyed, and you wake up on this island. I think it was called like Koholint or Konolint Island. But the premise of this story
Was that in low roll?
is.
No, I'm kidding.
I think this is just
Only
somewhere
real
maybe
fans will know.
entirely different. And is it okay to spoil this? This is a pretty old game.
I mean,
right?
that game's like fucking 30 years old.
I mean, pretty much. It's actually, yeah, it's like 31 because it was, I want to say like 93 or it's turning 31.
Don't say that. That's my birth year.
Ooh, you're turning 31 this year. But what you're pretty much trying to do is wake the windfish. Like everywhere
Okay.
you go, it's just like, hey, wake the windfish, wake the windfish. So, you know, in Zelda fashion, there's like dungeons. You need to get something at the end of the dungeon to pretty much wake the windfish. So in this game, it's 8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 8 instruments.
Jeez.
It's 7 or 8 instruments that you need. And then obviously you go to wake this giant egg, and there's like a final fight there. But it's all pretty much a dream.
Oh. So he literally just wakes up.
Yeah, it's a giant like whale. And it's funny because like the enemies at the end of like these dungeons, I think they're called like nightmares, and they kind of like are alluding to it, but they're like warning you like, hey, like everything was okay before you came. Don't wake the windfish. Everything will disappear. Like including you, this will be over. And you find out this was all just like a big dream.
So literally you just wake up and you're not in a dream anymore? That's
well,
what they mean by that?
At the end, it's, the whale's kind of talking. It's like, this was all a dream, but there will be, some will have like memory of this, which will keep it alive, which will mean that it was real to some people or real to someone, something along those lines, not verbatim. But yeah, at the end, you're back in like the water on like part of your ship, and you kind of sit up and you like look into the sky and you see that giant whale kind of like flying off in the distance, and that's it. I think I've listening to the Remember the Game episode, I want to say they said that there's like another ending if you collect all of the seashells, because there's like a bunch of these little seashells that you can collect throughout the map. So I'll have to look into if I'm remembering that correctly for one. But if so, like what that is.
Yeah.
What that ending is. But as far as story, like that's pretty much what it's all about. There's a bunch of characters that you meet and that you kind of see along your adventure. And there's a little bit of depth there with the female character in this game is Marin. And she like will teach you a song, and like you'll help her out throughout the journey.
Is she human?
Yeah, she's a human. She's just a little girl on the island. But she almost is like she has a secret, and she almost tells you at a few different spots in the game. But I think she has like a crush on you, but she never actually admits to having a crush on you. So again, I don't know if that plays into like the alternate ending or the true ending maybe. But in that regard, it is a little sad that it's like,
yeah,
that was
she
just a
just
dream,
disappears.
and like you're the hero, but you're waking the windfish, but you're kind of like ending all of this because they weren't like really like real,
Yeah.
So like you're kind of just killing it all.
Damn, dude.
But I think you're doing this for the good of this island, because once these nightmares put the windfish to sleep, because it's been in the slumber, you're waking the windfish, all these monsters have been like wreaking havoc all over the island. So maybe it's like one of those the lesser evil kind of things.
Yeah.
But
aren't you kind of jealous of people that are in a coma? Because they can just have like endless dreams and just kind of do whatever they want. What if they were having like lucid dreams? They can just control everything. Wouldn't that be like a better way to live?
You know, it's interesting. Like maybe studies have been done, but why have I like not ever heard of anything like that?
Yeah, me
Like
neither.
like heard of like a video of this person who's been in a coma for 3 months. Like I never like hear about like, hey, what was that like?
Like a person that
Like
wakes up and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Like
dude, it was awesome."
were you just dreaming for 3 months? Like what
Yeah.
was that? Like I've never heard like what that's all about.
Yeah.
Or if it's kind of like, which would be really hard to grasp. But a lot of the times I hear that you dream every night. It's just a
Mhm.
matter if you remember it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's like multiple dreams. But I'll like remember tiny details, but every morning I wake up, I'm just like, well, that's gone.
Yeah,
I don't remember
it's
what that
literally
was,
gone.
but I know there was something. Like I wonder if that's it.
Yeah, it's very rare when I wake up and it's like vivid and I still remember it. And
Yeah.
even then, it's not like 100%. It's like fragmented.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why they say like to immediately like write the stuff down because
Yeah.
within like an hour, like it's what you remember is gone.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did like just start writing them down because that would be cool to just like go back and read
Dude,
what
yeah,
dreams I've
imagine
had.
doing that for years.
Yeah,
And you're just like, what?
yeah. Have you
What?
ever successfully like put yourself into like a lucid dream?
Put myself?
Yeah.
No.
So there's like things you could practice in order to like put yourself into like a lucid state.
I've heard, and I've heard like there's videos out there and just things that will kind of teach you. I haven't done that, but there have been plenty of dreams where I've become conscious of like, oh, I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I'm dreaming. I'm flying now.
Mhm.
I have superpower.
I know,
It it's never been anything like that.
I
But
can't say I've ever like taken advantage in that sense.
yeah.
Like fuck, dude, I could do anything I want. Like Homelander.
Another thing that is so weird, speaking on dreams, we'll get back to Zelda in a second, but like the constant variables in dreams, like
Mhm.
not being able to like punch, not being able to
Yeah.
run, like what is that about?
If you fall,
'Cause
you.
it's like it's common for like everyone.
I know. Yeah,
most people.
it's such a weird thing.
Yeah, like why? Why
Yeah.
does that make any sense? What the fuck?
I don't know, but yeah, I hate punching in my sleep.
Yeah, or you're running away from something. And you're like, I know I can run faster than this.
Mhm.
Fuck.
Yeah, I used to like as a kid, I would always have dreams of just like falling,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd wake up right at the end, like that.
Mm.
And I think it was my uncle. He had told me like if you hit the ground while falling in your sleep, you die in real life. That
I've
stuck with me for a
Yeah.
long time. I was like, dude, that is fucking terrifying.
I've heard stuff like that, and just like if you die in a dream in general, you die in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just like your brain not allowing it to happen in the dream. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, dreams are weird. I mean, that's nothing new. Dreams have always been pretty weird, but
You ever had a wet dream?
when you really think about it, actually no.
Me neither.
I mean,
Surprisingly.
I've had sex dreams.
I mean,
right?
I
I
think
haven't like
everybody
woken
has.
up and like, ah,
Darn it.
there's cum everywhere. I made a mess.
Oh yeah, no.
My
I
shirt's
haven't.
just fucking sticking.
What's
Nope,
all?
nothing like that.
Where'd all this paste come from?
What the?
Why is my arm hair stuck together?
Yeah, never, never.
Yeah, same.
All right, back to Zelda.
Yeah. Let's
So
go back
yeah,
to talking about a teenage boy.
that's a little kid and a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to
Oh,
know? I feel like it's easier
Yeah,
to just
yeah,
ask
yeah.
you some questions.
How did you enjoy like the gameplay of it? Like the
Yes.
simplicity, I guess.
Oh yeah. I really enjoyed that just because I looked at my hours and actually I didn't even realize I'd have put this much time into it, but it said like right over like how the Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
does it,
it's
right
like-
over 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I put at least 20 hours
that's not
into the
bad.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
I
quite a
didn't-
bit of content for a game.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to
that.
be a 20-hour game. Now imagine the fucking that being on a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Having like, holy shit, this is a 20-hour game on the Game Boy. Probably take you that much longer because there were some things I had to look up.
Oh, I can
For
imagine.
most of it, I was like making it a point, like, no, like I'm already limited to this map. Like the map's pretty sizable, but you know, it's one of the earlier Zelda games, so it's not huge.
Yeah.
So it's like if I get stuck, I'll just fucking keep roaming until I come across someone or whatever it is I need.
Yeah,
Um,
those old games are designed to make you just fucking. They're made to like milk your time.
Dude, there was one dungeon in particular where I was like, I've got to look it up, dude.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue, and it ended up being because when you know, we talked about this last episode, but when you get like bombs, you know, when you're in dungeons, you have to look for those walls that have the cracks because it's like, oh, I need to put a bomb there, and they'll open up another area.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this dungeon was called the Eagle's Nest. It's one of the last ones. I think it's like the seventh dungeon. There's 8. Yeah, it's the seventh dungeon, and there's like 4 floors, and you get to this area where you hit these crystals, and when you hit the crystal, it turns orange, and when you hit it again, it'll turn blue. And on the ground, there's like blue and orange tiles. So when you hit the blue one, it'll lift the blue tiles. When you hit it, make it orange, it'll lift the orange tiles. And that played into a lot of the puzzles throughout the whole floor. And there was a lot of areas where you could fall. And when you would fall, it would take you down to the floor below.
Mm.
There were some giant enemies that would throw you. Like if they caught you, they would throw you into an area where you'd fall. So I just kept getting pissed, just like not being able to figure out like what's the right ones I need to like fall into. And I figured out a lot of it. It took me like hours on this one dungeon just trying to like remember like, all right, how do I get here? All right, I got to go down a floor and go up this stair, make sure I hit this crystal, go back down, then jump on. It was a lot of that. But I ended up looking it up, and it was just one of those fucking walls that I didn't see,
No
that I had to put a
way.
fucking bomb somewhere. And then once I did that, it led me to a new area, and I was like, all right, I can fucking figure it out from here. But
Imagine
dude, it
doing that
was
31.
crazy.
Imagine doing that 31 years ago.
I literally can't. I literally can't
No
because you're
internet.
probably talking about just pixels on a screen. That's
Mhm.
like, oh, that's the crack in the wall, just
Yeah.
little pixels, and you're just supposed to know like, oh, there's the 3 pixels. That's where I gotta put the bomb.
Yeah.
I literally can't imagine. But other than that, that was like the only. I don't even know if I'd say annoyance. Well, I was annoyed in the moment, but like the hardest part. But all of the rest of the game was just very had a good level of difficulty. The boss fights were never like too challenging, but most of the temples were like that right amount of challenge.
Okay.
That and just the little bit of writing that is in the game. It just felt very like organic, almost like a Metroidvania. I feel like those early Zelda games are kind of like Metroidvanias in a way, because you do unlock like bombs and arrows and your grapple hook, but it's always at the perfect times.
Mhm.
And when you unlock these things, you kind of know you have to go back to somewhere previously where you weren't able to use those items because you didn't have them.
Right.
So I like things like that. But yeah, it was just a fun little game. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time. And again, it's nice when because I can't remember if I said this last episode, but I was in one of those moods where it's like, I want to play a game, but it's like, what game do I want to play? I don't even know.
Mhm.
And I almost like bought something. I don't even remember what the game was, but it's like, nah, I've got so many games. I'm not going to buy another game. So I was looking at my games and I was like, Link's Awakening. I've been sitting on that for a couple years now. So I ended up putting that in, and within the hour, I was like, "Oh, dude, this is the perfect game for what I was in the mood for." Because
Hell yeah.
in the moment, you don't know really what you're in the mood for, but when you play it, you're like, "Ah, this is just what I wanted." That's a nice feeling.
Oh yeah, definitely is.
that's
That's
a
how I
great
felt with
feeling.
Dave the Diver.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't want really anything story based and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just be reading fucking dialogue. I just wanted to kind of just chill out and do something.
Yeah.
So
And this game is also just an easy pick up and put down game. I mean, you can save anywhere.
mhm.
Just all right. I'm halfway through this dungeon. Like halfway through that one I was telling you about, I was like, I just need to put this down. I'm too frustrated right now. I'm about to break something.
There's something about that, dude.
Just save it and just put it down and you pick it back up. Yeah, it's just a nice pick up put down game.
What is There's like a phenomenon with that. So like say you're playing a video game and it's like hard as fuck. Like Elden Ring for instance.
Yeah, yeah.
You're fighting the fire giant for fucking 4 hours, can't beat him. You get close a couple times where you're so fucking frustrated
Mm-hmm.
and you just put it down. You come back 2 days later, probably do it in 3 tries. There's like a there's like a passive learning ability that you have. So
Well, I mean, I think it's like that with anything in general.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's I don't know, maybe you like put it down and then you're kind of like subconsciously like thinking about it for like the next
Yeah.
couple days until you pick it back up again. You're like, I could do this better.
Right.
I'm rolling at the dumbest times.
Yeah.
Why am I Estus flasking when he's fucking throwing a fucking fireball at me? And you just kind of
Estus.
yeah.
Estus flask. Because that's the Dark Souls term, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. I just haven't heard that in a long time.
You die, you go back to the bonfire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Estus flasking.
Yeah.
But in that moment, you're like, why am I fucking Estus flasking?
Yeah.
That's so funny. But I think you hit on it. It's like again, I go back to guitar. Not that I'm like, I've played guitar only a handful of times, but I know like when you play and you get frustrated and you played for an hour, like when you put it down, you go to bed, like your brain's still doing something, you know. There's something there. So when you pick it back up, you're like, oh man, you know, you
Dude,
kind of
yeah.
get it a little bit more, and it's just rinse repeat at that point.
Yeah.
But I think also with that same example with the fire giant, when you're like getting aggravated, you're starting to like lose your patience and you're trying to like rush, you know. So you're, you know, with games like that, when you rush, you're gonna fuck up every time.
Yeah, very true.
You know. So I think in that regard, when you put it down and pick it back up, you're like, all right, you're almost like patient again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just one thing that I think that helps in those moments. I'm sure there's a handful of factors.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
got to be one of them.
Like I probably didn't eat my breakfast that day.
But that is funny because I think everyone can like recount so many times that, you know, just with gaming alone as an example, they can recount so many times where just putting the game down for a little bit, picking it back up is just what they needed.
Yeah. Like there's like a very notorious one, like instance like that with I've definitely told the story on the podcast in some facet, but that spring break that Melvin stayed with me when we lived in Dinwiddie.
Is that the God of War 3 spring break?
2.
Oh, that was 2. That was 2.
That was God of War 2. But we played it and through the hardest difficulty, like God mode or whatever the fuck it was called. Maybe
Jesus.
Titan mode, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we played through the hardest difficulty and we got to like God, I can't remember the boss name. But I remember he was like one of the bosses. He like stood on this like balcony and there would always be like minotaurs and like minions he'd be sending out. And dude, we were stuck on him for so long. We probably played it for like a whole day and could not get past it. Me and him just taking turns.
Damn.
Woke up the next day, fucking within like 3 tries. Just fucking beat it. Yeah. Fucking crazy.
It is. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But I really don't know if there's anything else I can say on A Link's Awakening. I didn't play the original, so I don't know if these things were in the original or if it's just like little Easter eggs they added in for the remake. But it does seem in part to be kind of like a love letter to like Zelda fans and just Nintendo fans in general.
Oh, really?
Because you have these like, you know, this is like a classic kind of top-down Zelda game, but there's points where it's like very 2D, and it's like very Mario-esque, like classic Mario-esque, and you actually have Goombas and stuff. Like Goombas make an appearance.
No way, that's crazy.
The Chain Chomp makes an appearance. Actually,
I think the Chain Chomp came from Zelda.
Oh, did it?
First,
like originally come from Zelda?
I want to say.
Well, that makes an appearance. You actually use that Chain Chomp. I know that one's in the original just because you use him for part of the game for one of the dungeons. But there's like I think it was the Eagle's Nest dungeon I was talking about. There's like this Kirby
No way.
enemy. Yeah. And there's a few other little references. Oh, Marin's dad or uncle, grandfather, whoever this character is, he has a likeness to like Mario. He likes mushrooms. There's mushrooms all over his house. He's always picking mushrooms. He's got the red and the big old mustache.
Damn, that's
Just a bunch of
interesting.
little things like that. And again, like the writing is just an early example. The writing's just good. Like, because, since this is a remake of an older game, what tutorials are nowadays, like you didn't really have all that early
Right.
on. You may just read your manual. But this has a library room where you read the books and it'll teach you about mechanics. But early on, you start off on this, the first little village on the island, and, you're talking to people and they're just kind of like walking you through like things you can do. And you talk to these kids and they're like, hey, go to the library and read these books. It'll teach you things. But what do I know? I'm a kid. And you talk to all the kids, they end with that. It's like, you should go do this, but what do I know? I'm just a kid. It's just little things like that I think is very just Nintendo. And this game is just kind of scattered with just a bunch of little quirky, just little humorous writing bits.
That's
like
cool.
that. But yeah, no, it's just a really enjoyable game. So if you're looking for, I got it for $40 at the time, and that was a few years ago. I imagine it's probably still up there, 30,
Nintendo's
$40.
fucking crazy for that.
But dude, for a $20 game, like, I'll pay $40 every time. It's fun enough that keeps me entertained and interested.
You mean for a 20-hour game?
For a 20-hour game.
Okay.
Sorry, $40 for a 20-hour game.
Yeah,
I'll do it every time.
$2 an hour. It's hard to fucking beat, dude.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Let's see. If I'm to score it, I'm trying to like put my aggravation to the side because that was probably a lot of that was me just like kind of winding down, getting I was kind of finishing my run, but like I really wanted to finish it, so I was just
if
like,
that's the case, then Elden Ring ain't getting a score from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got to put that to the side. I would give it, because what do I like not like about the game? There's really nothing. I wouldn't say it's like a 10 of 10, a 10 out of 10, but I'll give it a 9.25. Like, I was going to give it a 9, but I'm like, you know what? I think it deserves a little bit more because, like, again, what do I not like about it?
Yeah.
Like, I like Zelda, but, like, Zelda's not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, obsessed with Zelda. But this was a fun game. Yeah, 9.25. When I was listening to that, the Remember the Game episode, the most recent one they did of this game, but the original one, a guy had said, like, this is probably the best remake. I'm trying to think of like all the remakes that I've played. I don't know if I would necessarily say that, but it is a very solid remake. With not, in all fairness, I haven't played the original, but like this is a really good game. Like, actually, I haven't played the original, but I guarantee at some point in my life I probably did, but I didn't like play through it all the way. I may have picked it up and played for a few minutes as a kid, but it's a really good remake. Yeah. Solid ass game. 9.25.
That's not bad.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It's a fucking good score.
Hell yeah. We'll probably play it again at some point in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. Because again, I'll have to look up if there actually is a true ending. But that would be fun. Years down the line, be like, all right, I'm going to get all the seashells this time.
Did you even get close?
I'll have to look up how many there are. For some reason, I was thinking that when I listened to that episode, they said there was 50 of them, which if there is, I got just past the halfway mark. But you eventually unlock an item that will kind of go off when you're near a seashell. But that's not until you unlock enough or you find enough seashells and then go to this area and then kind of like turn them in for a prize, and that's just one of the prizes. So I don't think it'd be too hard. I would just have to go through the entire area all over, and then I think you'd also have to go through each dungeon, just because you do find them in dungeons.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A little bit of a hassle, but
Yeah.
a
No,
lot of completionists out there.
it's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. Like all the mechanics work amazingly in this game. Like when you find something new, like especially when I found that, I'm trying to think of what it's called, but like the little hook shot,
Mm-hmm.
like
The
dude,
grapple
the
or whatever.
grapple thing, like the grapple hook. That's probably what it's called. That was awesome. That was a game changer, dude.
Fuck yeah.
That in particular made things like a lot of fun.
Now,
Yeah,
would you
good shit.
say that's better than Ocarina of Time?
Because I don't have like again, we played the game as a kid. You got a little
You
bit
don't have
of
like
nostalgia.
nostalgic time.
It's weird because like I have more nostalgia for seeing like the game case, for seeing
I
that
know.
golden cartridge.
Yeah.
Like I see that and I'm like, ooh, that fills me with joy just because I remember playing it. You know, but I never beat the games as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
At least I did not.
Yeah.
But they were still really fun. I think I actually enjoyed this one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because again, Ocarina of Time, that's a pretty lengthy game.
Mm-hmm.
This was the perfect 20-hour game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as a kid, Ocarina of Time was like revolutionary when it came out,
Yeah.
and definitely one of the tougher titles probably back in the day. With the water temple and all.
The water temple, and there's just so many things that you can complain about.
Yeah,
Like the controls are ass.
that's facts. Anything on the
just
64.
having to like backtrack and go to places is an ass because it's going
Mhm.
to take 10-15 minutes. And
Yep.
I know there's mechanics where you can like warp places and you got Epona, you can ride the horse somewhere. But that map, Link's Awakening, again, just for what I was in the mood for today. Well, not today, but game wise, it was just like perfect size. Perfect size. There's like warp points, and it's just, if I want to get here, the nearest warp point's all the way up here, it's still going to take me like 2 minutes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so many things you could still complain about, like Ocarina of Time. That's what I'm getting at. Versus the Link's Awakening, like I can't really complain about anything.
It's good game
But
design.
someone else, they could be like, I kind of wanted a 40-hour game.
Mm-hmm.
It was too short. So it's definitely going to depend on the person. But for me, I think I did enjoy it more when I recently went through Ocarina of Time.
That's
Yeah.
that's fair.
Like you said, with that water temple, that's just... That water
Nightmare
temple was a
fuel.
lot more annoying than that fucking eagle's nest. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I tell you that. Gosh. But yeah, I really hope they... Because I could probably go back and play it, and it would probably age fine for me. But I would love if they did this same exact style of remake, but for Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Or,
not Link to the Past.
Link
A
to
Link
the
to the
Past.
Past.
Yeah, because I hear that one's like the best one.
That's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Adam Blank, he loves Link's Awakening
Mhm.
OG, but obviously A Link to the Past is his favorite. Well, that's just one of his favorite games of all time in general. But yeah, I would love to go through that, but with a remake.
All right, I'm gonna give you some homework.
Okay.
You
What do I
ready?
got?
After we get done filming, you were gonna go through every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I have the whole collection.
Yeah, you got to play every single one
Okay.
before you play another game.
How much time do I have?
Before
As long as I want, but just before I can play any game.
Yep.
So I have till June 25th.
Yeah.
Elden Ring DLC.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to beat every Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, you've got just under a month.
And those games are pretty short, right?
Yep.
Those games are like 5 to 10 hours long, right?
Yeah, they're not like big RPGs by any means.
Nah. I mean,
I've definitely
the
never
first one
put
came out on
200
the
hours on one.
yeah, the first one came out on the PS2. Most PS2 games are pretty quick.
Yeah. And you have to defeat Sephiroth
Oh, okay.
in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Okay.
Easy.
I heard he's one of the easier bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because again, most PS2 games are pretty short. Like I think Final Fantasy X was like a 10-hour game.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 10 hours. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, that's why they did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
played Blitzball for 5 hours.
Oh my gosh. No, I could. No, never, ever, ever do that. That
You're
honestly,
not a Blitzball guy?
The cinematic was awesome, but in game Blitzball, no, I remember hating it.
A lot of people love it.
I
It's like
remember,
very
maybe I
what's
just
the word?
didn't get it. What is the word?
Like
Therapeutic?
no.
I was gonna say I don't.
A lot of
think
people
it's-
hate it. A lot of people love it. What's the
polarizing.
polarizing? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very polarizing.
Yeah, I am kind of, at least in that moment, because I played. The furthest I got was on the remake. So
Mhm.
this was still probably 5-6 years ago since I've played 10. And going through it then, or as far as I did, because I got past that point to where you do play Blitzball, I remember not liking it.
Hey, Waka.
I mean, Waka was sick. I'm Team Waka. I liked Waka. Actually, I don't know if there's really anyone in that main party that I didn't like.
Yeah, they had the fucking goated ass party.
I mean, if I had to put someone at the bottom, it's, what's his name? Kiyomari?
Kilmari?
Yeah, I think I'm putting him.
Oh no.
I don't know. Like he was,
Kilmari, yeah.
isn't that his name?
Kilmari.
Kilmari?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. But I
No.
mean, Sir Orin.
dude,
the top
Orange so
dog,
fucking
dude.
sick.
That's just peak
Luna
character design, dude.
or
Orin,
Lulu. What is it? Lulu and Yuna.
Lulu, Yuna, and
Sid.
there's one more chick.
Riku. Yeah.
Riku?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, going back to Kingdom Hearts, that's honestly probably my hell.
I think it's a lot of people's hell. It's like they're either in love with the franchise or they will never fucking touch it.
Well, no, I want to. That's a game that I've tried so many times to like fall in love with. But when I play it, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And with each time I play it, I get a little bit further and further and further. For whatever reason, I drop it. But like, I can see myself trying again and like really getting into it. But to be forced to play all of them,
That is hell.
dude, that is hell. Even if like you're stuck in a room and it's like, hey, bathroom's provided, you can shower, food's provided, but you can't leave this room till you beat all of them. I'm still killing myself, dude.
All right, you get abducted, right? But you're put into a shelter in some dude's basement. And he's like, hey, motherfucker, you're not leaving this place until you beat all of these games.
Well, when you put it that way, I'm gonna become a fucking master. I'm gonna become the Keyblade master.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, I'll fucking beat all those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of these days I'll get into that fucking series. But the thing that now stops me is hearing what people say about the story as a whole. Like apparently it's like one of the most convoluted things to try and understand.
I mean, yeah, coming from a person who's only played 1, 2, I think a little bit of, the fuck was it? Dream Drop?
Dream Drop Distance.
I think I played a little bit of that one. And 3, I played like maybe 75% of 3,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around there. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's
bro.
just crazy because when you
Literally.
play through the first one, or again, I didn't play through, but when you play the first one and get, let's just say halfway, I'm sure I was probably at least halfway. Like it seems like it's setting up something so awesome.
Yeah.
That's a cliche story, but like one that I was really into. It seemed like the whole friendship and like the Final Fantasy characters and the Disney characters. It was like, oh man, this story's gonna be so sweet.
Yeah.
But then I keep hearing these things about like, how did things like what you just said. Like I don't even understand what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
You got these like cloaked people and the organization and Roxas and Sora.
I know, right?
I'm like, what? What happened? Like, I wonder what happened, or in the moment in whatever game it was that like completely like flipped it. Like
Yeah.
what made it so crazy?
I don't know.
Because do you have a good grasp on the first one from start to finish?
Not entirely.
Like,
no. I
does
played
it
the
get,
first one like 3 times.
does it get crazy in the first one? Maybe it's the first game they fucked up at some point.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'd have to watch fucking lore videos,
Yeah.
like probably a lot of them to even
Yeah.
understand that.
And that's the thing. If you watch a lore video, which is probably someone who's very well versed with the world, I'm sure at some point they're going to be like, oh, even this part is kind of open ended or it's open to interpretation. So it's whatever you really think, like that's when you know a story sucks.
Yeah.
Other
Like,
than
come on,
something.
Disney, you made your fortune off of putting stories together.
Yeah,
right?
seriously. Yeah, and that budget
What
you
the
have,
fuck did you do to this?
you should have the greatest writers.
Yeah.
But I digress on that a little bit.
I mean,
with
it is
open-ended.
probably good writing because people fucking love it, but
Yeah.
I want to understand it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we do obviously have a fourth game coming out, so
Yeah.
I feel like they
In
could
20
still write it in a way to that kind of saves it. Just
Yeah.
don't add in, and maybe this is already added in. Maybe this is where it fucked it up. Don't add in a like multiverse.
Oh, God.
I hate that. That's such a cop out. That's such a shitty way to kind of save
Yeah.
it
Also,
and tell the story.
we need some explanation on why the Final Fantasy characters aren't there anymore, because where the fuck did they go?
Yeah. I mean,
Can't just not put them in the game.
I'm just saying that because I remember hearing about them just kind of
They're just not there.
being, absent.
And then you have
within
Sora.
the third one. Because I think a lot of people were like, okay, we're probably going to get Noctis in the third one,
Yeah.
but no one's there. I mean, how do you not put Lightning in there?
Any of them.
I feel like that. I mean, but like when you play the first one, obviously you got Cloud looking sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Looking sick as fuck. Sephiroth always looks fucking sick. You got Leon. Leon was fucking sick because that was the first
True.
time I had seen the Gunblade.
Oh, really?
And I feel like every kid obsessed over that bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause that was the coolest fucking thing. But tell me you can't, picture Lightning right now. I feel like that's the easiest character, to translate to that
is
art
true.
style.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that would look fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And again, this is me very ignorant to Kingdom Hearts, so I'm guessing Lightning's not in Kingdom Hearts anywhere.
No.
I haven't seen an
No,
image
anybody
or anything.
past 10 isn't in Kingdom Hearts.
Damn.
Yeah, because of the Titus, Riku, Pain.
That's crazy. Like, I can
Yuna.
obviously see maybe Clive not making an appearance.
Honestly, I guess there's a lot of adult stuff in Final Fantasy VII, and I guess most Final Fantasies in general, but that one's definitely the most.
It just has a completely different vibe.
Yeah,
You
it's very dark.
Like, you take away the Final Fantasy name and the Chocobos, and this could be any other new IP game.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, there's so many other characters. I could see Noctis. I could obviously Lightning. Even some people from 12,
Yeah.
Fran, the chick with the bunny ears.
Mm-hmm.
I could obviously see that in Kingdom Hearts.
I'd like to.
I want to see that in Kingdom Hearts.
like to do some research on why they weren't included. I mean, it's got to be a deal with Square Enix and Disney.
Yeah.
But what the fuck, dude? That honestly, that was a big ruiner for the game for me.
Yeah.
The game was fun from what I did play, but I just found myself just not interested really.
Oh, and 3?
Yeah.
Because when I would watch you play 3, I don't know how interactive it was with what was actually going on, but when I would watch you play, it looked really cool.
No, the
with
combat
all the
was
shit
awesome.
and stuff that was
Yeah.
going on screen, all the different attacks. It looks sweet.
Yeah, no, it's a good game, but
And I will say, for a PS2 game, even though I was playing the remaster, I thought it aged really well.
oh, dude, yeah.
When I was going through it, I was like, this combat is, even for the first one, it's still fun.
Oh yeah, dude. The
It's
first one,
strategic.
they definitely aged really, really well.
Yeah. And you're telling me it gets better? I hear people are
Yeah.
2's where it's at,
Mhm.
combat-wise. So, yeah, one of these days I will take a legit deep dive and trap myself in a room, and I'm not able to leave until they're all beat, or at least the first one's beat. Yeah.
Retirement is coming for you.
Oh, man. Gosh, still got a long time. But
Yeah.
that's all I got, man.
That's all I got too, buddy.
All right, well, this has been episode 83. We're back. We're moving.
And we are recorded.
We're recording.
Let's go.
We'll see you next week for
Peace.
84. Bye.
Mamma mia. It's a goal.
Osmonds.